Welcome back to sportsbookreview.com. We continue our US Open tennis coverage, looking at day 7 now, both men's and women's singles. Any value bets, any matches we should keep our eye on, and also in-play opportunities. Going to welcome Alex from Need for Tips and Joao from MGTennisTipster.com. They're both with us throughout the competition, and nice to have you guys back.
Thank you very much. Nice to have you back also.
yeah, Alex, you did a very good job yesterday, I have to say. Watched the show from the doctor's waiting room, and it was very good. It was great to see.
I tried my best. Hopefully, when you will miss more, maybe I will do a better job. Little by little, I will get back on a good track.
Oh, I thought you did amazing, and Joao, obviously, as always. Listen, let's kick off now. Going to start with the men's side. We've got obviously Marin Cilic, which is an upset there. Any other players to you that sort of look like they could be struggling at this point with injury, Joao?
Yeah, the major player that has been in doubt is Roger Federer. As we mentioned yesterday, he has been struggling with some physical problems on his back before this tournament. His first 2 performances were far from impressive. He's going to have a tough opponent today, who is Feliciano Lopez. And also, this is a long tournament. It won't be easy for him to be physically fit in the final rounds if he reaches there. So he's the main contender, but also a player who has been struggling with some problems and might be surprised in the following rounds.
I think this is why we talked about yesterday, and we said that the best approach for Federer's match against Feliciano Lopez is Feliciano to win at least 1 set in that match. So I think that is doable. I think that Federer will continue to struggle, and the ATP tournament, the USA men's tournament, is totally crazy. Went totally nuts. You don't know who will win this year. It's really complicated.
Yeah, well, the favorite's Nadal right now. Are you guys backing Nadal, or do you think there's a newcomer here? What about even the Canadian Denis Shapovalov? What about him?
I think that Nadal definitely raised his level in the previous round against Taro Daniel. He had a tough start against Dujan Lajovic, but in the previous round he played one of his best matches on hard court in recent years. And Taro Daniel was also, as I like to say, in God level. He was just absolutely superb. Was a great match. I like the way Nadal turned the match around and how he played in the final sets. I think he's a serious contender. And after so many top players losing, and looking at the players that we have in the draw, it won't be easy for anyone to defeat Nadal at this moment. And I think that he and the odds I was looking, I thought that Federer was still the main favorite, but I see that Nadal is the main favorite at 2.5. I think that he deserved that status after the way he played in the previous round. Regarding Shapovalov, he's doing a great tournament. I like the way he plays, since he's playing very loose for his age. He's going for his shots. He can do everything on the court. He can be a tough opponent, but tomorrow he's also going to have a very difficult task against Pablo Carreño Busta, who is a tremendous competitor, going to return every single shot. And in the best of 5 sets match, although Shapovalov has been doing a great run, it won't be easy to defeat the Spaniard.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any bets from that match?
No, I don't have any for that match.
Okay, what about yourself there, Alex?
No, from the men's side, from tomorrow, I'm going strong with Kevin Anderson. Really good tournament so far, and I think that he will win in straight sets against Lorenzi tomorrow. And also, I have another one. We talked about Alexander Zverev earlier before filming, but he was one of the main favorites for the tournament. But his brother is going better than him, is doing a better job than him. So he will have a really tough match against Sam Querrey tomorrow. He was really good against Isner last night. So I think that we'll see another long match against Sam Querrey. Both of them really good servers. Michal Zverev is doing the 90s approach, serve and volley. He's doing it incredible. So I think that we can see the over 40.5 games on the Asian handicap at 1.94. This is my bets from the men's side, and I will let Joao to say his ones.
Go on, Joao.
Yeah, on the men's side, I have one match that I think that presents some value at this moment. the prices have been stable since the opening ones, is between Luca Puil and Diego Schwartzman. The Argentinian is probably the smallest player on the ATP. He's only 5.7, so he's very short player, but he's a tremendous competitor, very consistent from the baseline. He's also extremely quick. And in the previous round, Cilic couldn't find the answer to that game because Schwartzman was returning everything. But tomorrow against Puil, I think that the French will be too good for him. He's playing a good event on this US Open. He already reached the final also last year. He has a great serve, good firepower, and I think that the French will win. We have him at this moment, I think, around 1.82 on Pinnacle. That's a pretty good price to get involved. I think that Puil's price should be a little lower than this, 1.73, around that. So there's definitely some value here on the French to win this match.
Okay. Would anybody take Nadal to reach the final at this point, 1.91? Is there any value in that?
Absolutely. 1.91 is incredible. Yeah.
What about you, Joao?
I rather stay away. I would prefer to go all the way if I had to place a bet to win the tournament, because the top half of the draw is much more competitive than the bottom half. So instead of that, I would go for him to win the tournament instead of just reaching the final.
Okay, moving over to the women's side now. Muguruza is still the favourite here to win women's singles. She plays obviously Petra Kvitova on Sunday tomorrow. Anybody got any bets for that match with a heavy favourite?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Before doing that, I want to give a shout out to our friend Robinson Yepes, that he's with us every day for the US Open from the first day, and also to another friend that he keeps giving his great tips over Twitter, and he's watching us also every day. Tiffy Taka, if you remember him. He is giving in-play tips also. He's giving pre-live tips, really good tips. So maybe we can invite him next week for a special guest appearance if he agrees. What do you say about that, Matt?
That would be fun. Yeah, come on over to the show and share your tips. We love having guests on, and we love meeting our viewers as well. So, of course, there is always a spot for anybody who thinks that they've got, got some good tips and want to share. So, by all means, Alex, make it happen. Reach out to him and see if he wants to come on. See if he wants to come on next week.
Okay, Muguruza is really strong. She's doing incredible. I think that she will win this tournament. She's playing wonderful at Grand Slams, and Muguruza to win against Kvitova 2-0 at 2.1 is my best bet for tomorrow. I think that Kvitova till now didn't have such a tough opponent like Muguruza. Everybody is talking about Sharapova, of course, but because she's selling and she's playing again on Central Court every time that we are seeing her, she will play at Arthur Ashe. But okay, let's concentrate on Muguruza. Let's concentrate on Pliskova, because she had a hard match today, but she passed against Zhang 2-1 in the number of sets. So my best tip from the women's side, Muguruza to beat Kvitova in straight sets 2-0, 2.1. Take it now.
Okay, we are looking at the odds here right now. We've got basically heavy favourites in each match. Do we see any upsets though?
I think that on that match, I think that the value is on the other side, because Kvitova is always a very dangerous player on the big stages, and against anyone she can create a lot of problems with her firepower. Also, in the past, she has been a tough opponent for Muguruza, although the Spaniard is definitely in the best form of her life. But I think that Petra, without any major pressure, can create some problems. I'm not sure if we have already the order of play for tomorrow, but I think that can be an important thing to keep in mind, if they are going to play in humid conditions or not, because that will benefit Muguruza. But if they play in the first match of the day, Kvitova has been enjoying those conditions, the fast court conditions during the day. If they play in the first match of the day, Kvitova can take the upper hand there.
They might play in the first match because they will put again Sharapova at night in the evening because everybody has to gather around for the queen herself. So I think that we'll see Muguruza and Kvitova to play at the beginning of the day tomorrow at US Open.
But I think that's something to keep in mind. Check the schedule of play. They should release it in a couple of hours. And if she plays in the first match of the day, and not in Arthur Ashe, because I think that Arthur Ashe is slower this year than it has been in previous editions. But the other courts, the Louis Armstrong or the Grandstand, are much faster and should benefit Kvitova on this matchup. So taking all of those things into consideration, I think that if she doesn't play an Arthur Ashe and plays in the first matches of the day, Kvitova can represent some value at 3.23.
Arthur Ashe, of course, is lower this year because they give an wild card to the right person, and she needs to move on the pitch faster because she's not in her physical best condition yet. So they will make also the pitch ready for the Queen, of course.
All right, great stuff. Anybody got anything else to add before we draw to a close?
No, I don't have anything extra to add. Just to keep in mind, the schedule of play can be a good thing.
Okay, all right, great stuff. So that's Alex from Need for Tips and Joao from MGTennisTips.com. See you guys tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Take care.